Warming trend commences across the state as we approach record high temperatures into the weekend. Let's talk about it in this hump day edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hi there, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Boldy and Chief David Reimer. It is Wednesday, the 9th of April, 2025. We are dealing with a warming trend over the next several days across the state, but still no precipitation in the forecast as we have an extended period of less active weather after a very busy last week, not only in the state of Texas, but across a good portion of the southeastern United States. Let's dive into the high-resolution rapid refresh model for today, tonight, into Thursday, and severe clear continues to dominate the atmosphere across Texas. You can see we'll have variable winds, generally out of the south, but overall, still no precipitation, and you're still even going to be hard-pressed to find many clouds in the state, though we do have a chance for a few afternoon fair weather cumulus clouds going into Thursday afternoon. As we transition into the wildfire outlook, guess what? Today, very high to extreme wildfire danger possible western North Texas, the hill country down into the Edwards Plateau, central Texas, especially along and west of Highway 281. This is due to less rain last week, along with warming temperatures this afternoon and pretty low humidity values. Otherwise, going into Thursday and Friday, high fire danger across the western third of the state, with low to moderate fire danger across the eastern two-thirds of Texas. A mitigating factor for higher wildfire danger, especially across the eastern half of Texas, will be the spring green up. We're starting to see a lot of the grasses come back to life after dormancy over the winter months. Here's the Long Range American weather model, the global forecast system. As you can see, well, guess what? Severe clear continues to dominate going into Friday and Saturday. We'll see a pretty good south wind on Saturday across the state and even into Sunday. Some wind gusts over 30 miles an hour are expected, so some of the windier weather will return to the state, but nothing that is categorically close to what we dealt with last month in the dust storm Spaghetti-O department. Going into Sunday, an uptick in cloud cover is expected as we begin to see the southern branch of the jet stream return to life, and with that we're going to start seeing some upper level storm systems move overhead. However, moisture is going to be a problem. We're not going to have a lot of moisture to work with on Sunday or even Monday, though a few showers are possible Monday night into Tuesday morning as a cool front moves south into the state of Texas. It doesn't look particularly robust at this point, but it will mark the beginning of what could be a return to some active weather going into next week, perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. Some data says yes, some data's like, we may stay dry a little longer, but regardless, we'll probably at least have more clouds and wind next week compared to this week. But the good news is, if you're planning on spending time outdoors over the next several days, you're going to be good to go. Here's forecast rain totals across the United States, at least the continental United States, through the next 4 to 5 days through Sunday. No rain in Texas. Hardly a drop of rain, if any, in Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, California, Louisiana. Everyone else, well, Pacific Northwest, you're going to get some rain. If you're heading into the Mid-Atlantic, northeastern United States, Friday into Saturday looking pretty wet and stormy. Temperatures over the next 5 days, here we go. Let's take a look at today. We're looking at generally 80s and 90s across the state. Going into Thursday, a little cooler up in the Panhandle, but 90s flirting with the triple digits down in the Rio Grande Plains, the Edwards Plateau, the Big Bend, hotter than a hot dog, some might say. Probably not, but I do, so it's okay. Going into Friday, a little cooler down south. Highs mostly back into the upper 80s, lower 90s. Rest of the state, we're looking at 70s and 80s. Going into Saturday, warm to hot. We're looking at near record temperatures in the Panhandle with highs in the mid-90s up there. 90s West Texas down to the Permian Basin, the Trans-Pecos, Edwards Plateau, Rio Grande Plains. 90s transitioning into the 80s and 70s across the eastern half of the state. But check out that 95 on Saturday in El Paso. Woo-wee! Going into Sunday, you want triple digits? We're getting dangerously close to the western half of the state. Record high temperatures possible. Places like Childress, down through Abilene. We're looking at 97 in Del Rio, Laredo. It's going to be hot with increased fire danger, and yeah, it's just going to be hot. Eastern half of the state, we're looking at 80s though, so not as hot, but it is what it is. It's definitely starting to get to that time of year where we're going to have to start keeping an eye out for early season heat waves that bring us close to the triple digits. Here's the Climate Prediction Center's long range temperature weather outlook going into the extended range. You can see above average temperatures looking likely across the western half of the continental United States, including the state of Texas down into Florida. Maybe a little cooler across the northeastern United States into New England and the Great Lakes. Precipitation outlook, hey, we'll take this. It's looking like we have a above average chance for a stormy pattern going into the third week of April, which probably means we'll be dealing with an uptick in severe thunderstorm potential. Some of the long range guidance is suggestive of that, but that's about as surprising as me not having hair on this the second week of April in 2025. So again, enjoy the calmer weather while you can, because we're probably going to be dealing with active stormy issues going into the third week of April, and beyond that, who knows? But it's spring. We typically do get busy for at least a little while. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for your Hump Day edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. We appreciate all y'all watching us here on the magical super duper land known as YouTube. If you haven't already, hit that like button. That really helps us out in the algorithm land. You may not like the forecast, but if you enjoy the way we present it, give us some love. Hit that like button. It is free. It's easy. It'll probably even give you some super sparkly effect. And if you haven't already and you want to get notified when we publish new videos, have live severe weather coverage and more, hit that subscribe button. That is also free. If you want to go even a step further, become a member here on the YouTube channel and join our members exclusive Discord server, and that'll let you chat with us behind the scenes during quiet, I said the Q word, and active weather. That'll be it. You can also find us on the web, TexasStormChasers.com. We'll be back bright and early on Thursday with your next edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy the nice weather. As always, God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.